Arrogant fighter insults and disrespects black woman, but she. Beginning, the arena of pride. The orbital station Karios Prime was legendary across the galaxy. Floating between the twin suns of the Rixos system, it was neither a trading hub nor a military fortress. Instead, it was an arena, the most dangerous and celebrated combat ring in known space. Thousands of alien species came here to watch battles of skill, strength, and strategy. No weapons were permitted, only raw ability and honor decided the outcome. In that grand arena, one fighter had reigned supreme for nearly 5 years, Dravik Kale, a genetically modified human warrior hybrid. Standing nearly 7 feet tall, with bronze-gold skin, cybernetic implants threaded through his veins, and a mouth that spat venom as often as it did victory, Dravik was both admired and hated. What made him infamous was not just his strength but his arrogance. He taunted every challenger, belittled those who lost, and laughed at anyone who dared stand against him. He treated his victories not as contests of skill but as proof of his superiority. On the day of his 37th consecutive fight, the crowd filled the stands, chanting his name. He swaggered into the ring, fists clenched, wearing his signature crimson armor plates strapped over his chest. "Another lamb to the slaughter," Dravik boomed, his voice amplified across the station's intercom. "Let's see which pathetic creature crawls in to amuse me today." The gates hissed open, and the crowd hushed. Stepping forward was not a towering alien beast, nor a fellow cybernetic gladiator. It was a woman, a black human woman with ebony skin that gleamed under the artificial lights, braided hair wrapped neatly behind her head, and piercing eyes that radiated calm. She wore no armor, only a simple combat GI marked with a single insignia, the seal of the Earth Preservation League. Dravik's face twisted into a sneer. "This is a joke, right?" he said, laughing as he looked her up and down. "You send me, what? A farm girl? A decorative piece? Did they run out of real fighters?" The woman did not flinch. "My name is Amarate," she said, her voice firm, steady. "I did not come here to amuse you. I came here to end your arrogance." The crowd erupted. Some jeered, others roared with anticipation. Few dared speak to Dravik this way, let alone challenge him in his own arena. Dravik smirked, stepping closer. "You'll regret walking into this ring. I'll crush you so quickly that no one will even remember your name." Amara's gaze never wavered. "They'll remember me," she replied, "because I'll be the one who finally stops you." Middle, clash of shadows and strength. The battle began with the sound of a deep gong reverberating through the station. Dravik charged first, his cybernetic muscles propelling him forward like a living war machine. His first strike was a hammer-like fist aimed at Amara's chest. She slid to the side with graceful precision, letting his blow crash into the arena floor, leaving cracks in the reinforced surface. The crowd gasped. Amara's movements were fluid, almost dance-like. Every time Dravik lunged, she avoided him by fractions of an inch, conserving her energy, studying his patterns. "Stand still and fight." Dravik snarled, swinging again, his fist slicing the air where she had been moments before. "I am fighting," Amara said calmly. "I'm just not fighting your way." For the first few minutes, it looked like she was simply dodging, evading, and buying time. Dravik laughed between his grunts, mocking her with every missed strike. "Pathetic. You're running from me. You're nothing but a coward in a pretty disguise." But those who watched carefully saw something else. Amara was reading him, predicting his rhythms. Each dodge was closer to a counter. Each step brought her closer to understanding his weaknesses. Finally, she struck. When Dravik came down with a thunderous overhead punch, Amara slipped inside his guard and struck his ribs with 3 lightning-fast blows. The sound of bone cracking echoed. Dravik stumbled back, his smirk faltering. The arena gasped. "You dare," he growled. "I warned you," Amara replied softly. Dravik came at her harder now, unleashing a flurry of cybernetically enhanced strikes. Amara blocked with minimal effort, redirecting his momentum, twisting his balance, making his strength work against him. The arrogant fighter's frustration grew with every second. He had won every match before by overwhelming force, by intimidation. But Amara wasn't afraid. She was calm. Focused. Precise. "Why won't you fall?" Dravik roared, his voice breaking with rage. "Because unlike you," Amara said, ducking another strike, "I don't fight to prove I'm better. I fight to protect. To stand for something greater than myself." Her words echoed through the arena, silencing the jeering crowd. Dravik lunged one final time, putting all his power into a devastating charge. But Amara, with the grace of a seasoned master, pivoted, caught his arm, and redirected his momentum. His massive body slammed into the arena wall, the impact shaking the entire station. Before he could recover, she struck 3 pressure points along his neck and chest. Dravik froze, his body locked in shock. His knees buckled, and he crashed to the floor. The arena went silent. Then, the impossible happened. Dravik Kale, the undefeated champion, had fallen. The truth revealed. The announcer's voice shook as it declared, "Victor, Amara Te." The crowd erupted into cheers and gasps. Some shouted in disbelief, others roared in awe. Dravik lay on the ground, panting, humiliation etched across his face. "No, this can't be." Amara crouched beside him. Her expression was not one of gloating, but of compassion. "You lost because you fight for ego, not for honor," she said gently. "Strength without humility is weakness. You insulted me because you feared me. And that fear blinded you." She stood and addressed the arena. "You all cheer for power. But power without purpose destroys worlds. I fight not for fame, not for dominance, but because every battle is a chance to remind us that we are more than our pride." Her words carried far beyond the arena. Across the galaxy, feeds broadcast her victory, her speech, her defiance of arrogance. For years, Dravik's reign had been one of intimidation. But now a single woman had ended it, not through brute strength, but through discipline, wisdom, and respect. Ending, legacy of the warrior. Dravik, shamed and broken, left the arena days later. His followers abandoned him, his sponsors withdrew, and his name became a cautionary tale about arrogance unchecked. He faded into obscurity, a man who had everything but lost it all because of his pride. Amara, however, rose. She did not remain in the arena to bask in fame. Instead, she used her newfound influence to unite fighters across species into a new coalition, the Guardians of Equilibrium, a group sworn not to fight for entertainment or greed, but to mediate conflicts across the galaxy. When reporters asked her why she spared Dravik when she could have destroyed him, she replied, "Because victory is not about ending a life. It's about teaching a lesson. Even the arrogant deserve a chance to change." Years later, young fighters would look up at murals of Amara Te in training halls across the galaxy. Her name became synonymous with humility, wisdom, and true strength. And whenever someone in the galaxy grew too arrogant, too cruel, too disrespectful, others would whisper a warning. "Careful. Remember what happened to Dravik Kale. Remember Amara Te."